Battery passports are one of 3 new innovations introduced within the EU's new battery regulations that act as information portals to what we are calling the battery passport ecosystem. These portals allow for the provision of, and access to, important sustainability information hosted by different members of the battery value chain. My name's Paul, and in our last video we introduced 9 questions that sum up the main types of information sought by the EU's new battery regulations. Do go back and watch it if you haven't seen that video. In this video, we are following on from these basic categories and will introduce the specific information points required by the legislation. You will soon see that although the EU describes the electronic exchange system, battery passport, and smart label systems as separate within the regulation, the required information is common, and it would be logical to provide this from a common platform. The EU focuses on 3 types of material and substance: those that are critical, those that are recycled, and those that are hazardous. For critical and recycled content, the EU is mostly concerned with the amount of copper, lead, lithium, and nickel contained within the battery. For hazardous materials, the EU points to reporting requirements established in other regulations. The EU's environmental impact focus is on carbon footprint, and the performance of the battery against thresholds that will be established in delegated acts. A range of end-user information must be communicated: warning symbols for separate battery collection, and the presence of cadmium and lead. Technical information for the safe operation of the battery is required, as well as a range of waste prevention information. Then, a range of maintenance information must be provided about spare parts, how to dismantle the products, and how to safely do so. 2 life events are required: the date of manufacture and the date that the battery is placed on the market. A range of product performance values are required, including rated capacity, rated power, internal resistance, round-trip efficiency, and how these values will change across the product's life. Expected lifetime and warranty period information is also required. There are no industry performance requirements explicitly required within a passport record. However, as we will show in a later video, there are a range of applications where this would be useful. Businesses are, however, required to provide their declaration of conformity, and evidence of testing that showcases compliance with the regulations. Evidence of responsible sourcing back down the supply chain is also required. Information must be provided on the battery type and its chemistry, as well as the general identifying characteristics of the battery. Finally, and in complement to this, relevant battery identifiers must be provided. Different information points require different levels of abstraction and different levels of access. For materials and substances, the public must be able to access information at the product level, whilst approved economic operators must be able to see the same information at a part level. When considering the environmental impact of the battery, this must all be reported publicly, split down into whole life cycle and per phase information points. End-user information is a split affair. While some of this information should be publicly available, maintenance information is locked away so that only approved operators can access it. Key life event data must be public, as must the outputs of all product performance testing. However, the tests themselves are only available to the Commission and regulatory bodies. This is similarly true for the declaration of conformity and responsible sourcing evidence. Finally, basic information about the product and its identifiers are public. In our next video, we will explore the timeline for adoption, when these information points are required. However, first, an observation. The EU regulations are somewhat constrained by a document-driven regulatory process. Sometimes they characterise tangible information points, but in a lot of cases they define technical documents, reports, tests, and the like. As you will see in the next video, sometimes this changes between the electronic exchange system, the passport system, and the QR smart label system. But that's a video in its own right. For now, may I thank you for listening, and hope to see you again sometime soon.